Hi, I'm Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's original miniseries Ghoul. Ghoul, as far as I know it, is the first Indian horror series I've ever seen. I recently watched and reviewed another Netflix original series called Sacred Games. That was excellent and I have a review for it if you want to check it out. And then I found out about this miniseries. It's from the makers of Get Out and Udat Punjab. No. And I've seen Get Out and I loved that so much. I was really hyped to see what this was about. Ghoul is about a prisoner who arrives at a military interrogation center who turns the tables on his interrogators, exposing their most shameful secrets. Interestingly, Radhika Apte from Sacred Games plays the main protagonist in all three of the parts, playing a character named Nida Rahim. The story ultimately follows her and reveals just enough in each part to have you wanting more. Nida Rahim is inducted as the newest interrogator after some family troubles at the remote Megadoot 31 detention center, and this is where the fun starts. Ghoul, or Gull if you refer to it in its original Greek as the show does, is set in the near future and reflects a very similar world to that of occupied Nazi space. Books have been burned, people are being interrogated for being suspected terrorists. They world build in episode 1. The story is setting up the rules for you to follow as it develops. This is where Nida's character comes in. She is taken to an undisclosed location, very secret facility, where the government can basically do what they like to prisoners. Nida has 24 hours to get information from a so-called terrorist, and that is the major arc of the story. The filming and the lighting setups are fantastic, like with Sacred Games, and it really helps to build the tension of this horror. What I think makes this miniseries really work though is the old school rule that they seem to follow, that old film school makers used to follow, like that in Aliens, where less is more. Ridley Scott used to do this amazingly. You only see the alien like 45 minutes into it, really late into the story. You see glimpses and flashes, but you never show the monster. And I think they've taken that and put that in here, and it works really well.
Mostly.
3 episodes are set out like this. The first is world building, like I said, and the second is basically character development, and the third, like a nicely developed and paced feature film, is when you show your monster, and that's what they've done here. There is just enough tension and scares to keep the avid horror junkie until the final reveal, which I think is great. Don't get me wrong, this series isn't terrifying, but it did have me adequately nervous and squinting my eyes at times. And it had a really satisfying end. One of the things that I think really worked is the fact that you never know who's in control. It's a mechanic that the series uses a lot. The guys with guns and torture devices should be the ones in control, you would think. And the guy that's in the chair or in the torture device should be the one that's not in control. But you never quite know what's going on. You feel like the bad guy could be in control at any point. The tension builds around these characters thinking that they're in control, and then you see something in the corner of your eye, or you see the bad guy do something, and then you're like, oh, what's that? And the balance between this, the control logic is really clever. I feel like everything in this was done well. The acting, the filming, the lighting, the score, they've all been edited to create something really worth watching. I don't know about you, but I don't know much about the lore of ghouls. My understanding comes from an anime called Tokyo Ghoul, which is excellent by the way, but that's it. This show creates some lore behind the ghoul mythology, which really helps to cement the arc of the unfolding adventure. So every time you learn something new about the lore, you're further put on edge because the world and the story is building with this lore, so you know a little bit more and it kind of freaks you out a little bit more. I really enjoyed this. I thought the pacing and the editing and everything came together really well to create an ending that I was satisfied with. It is scary, not terrifying like I said. And that's about all I want to say, because I really want you to enjoy this and keep coming from afresh. I loved it. I thought it was perfect, the pacing was good. It's worth your time. Thanks so much for watching this review, and do let me know what you thought about this series, or if you intend to watch it. I do love to chat to you guys in the comments, and as I always do my best to respond to you as soon as I can. And just a quick plug for myself, my first fantasy teen horror called Phaseborn comes out on the 21st of September. It's in the vein of Harry Potter meets Divergent meets Narnia. So if that flicks your switch, I have a link below that you can click on to find out more about it. And remember, live long and Tuesday.